retention is hard, and it's one of the things that you just have to go through, and you have to experience the difficult parts of it to really master it and to integrate it into your life. There's no way to cheat your way into this. There's no way to make it easier or to make the journey go faster or to feel the benefits faster, or there's no way to cheat any of it. You have to go through a period where it's really challenging, and it challenges you in different ways, and you feel like there's no benefit to it. But trust me, if you keep staying on retention and on the streak, and if you do actions that align with a version of you that you want to go towards, is going to get better, and your life will become better, and you will harness this energy more easily. When you're just starting out and when you're just beginning to retain, it can feel like the energy is just way too much, and it's something that you can't hold in, and it feels like it's a negative almost for you. Like, you hear a lot of people talk about the benefits and whatever, and you just feel like you hold in so much energy and it has nowhere to go. You just feel constantly horny, and you feel all these urges, and it almost feels like a distraction and not a benefit at all. But what you have to go through is the calibration period in the beginning, where you have to unlearn a lot of habits, but you also have to get to know this energy properly, to feel what it's like to hold it in, and you feel like you get used to this energy. It doesn't change. The urges don't go away, and the energy itself is the same, but you get used to it, and you get used to transmuting it. You get used to it not going to, lustful thoughts, and then you become horny. Because that's what happens with a lot of people when they start, is that they don't know how to not be lustful. They don't know how to not be horny all the time, or to prevent that horniness from building up and building up and building up, and taking over their mind and their body. But as you keep going and as you keep retaining, you will understand that you can transmute the energy, and it also calms down over time. Like, it's hard to describe it, but the energy is the same. It's the same intensity, and it's the same amount of energy, but it calms down in a way. And like I said, that's partly due to you being able to transmute the energy as well. But after a while, you can actually be able to sit with the energy. You can use it for meditation, or to think clearer or better. It becomes more mental, and it becomes more spiritual in some sense. So in the beginning, it can be really tough to have all this new energy and not knowing what to do with it. But what you should know is that if you relapse in the beginning, it's fine. Just keep going. Like, don't worry about days and streaks and all of that. It's okay to count the days in the beginning to kind of get used to the different, like, get used to the timeline, because there is a certain timeline when you do it. Like, I know, for example, that the first 3 or 4 days are always the hardest, Then I have a little challenging peak at 1 week, then a new peak at 2 weeks, and then about between 20 and 30 days, about 25 days in, that's also a point where I feel like there's a lot of urges, and your body and your mind is really trying to test you to go back to your old self and old habits. So the longer you retain and the more streaks that you go on and the more that you get used to this energy, the easier it becomes and the easier it is to integrate the energy, like I said, and you can use it in different ways. You start noticing that your mind is clearer, your emotions are more under control, you have a calmness over you. And it's like all the anxious and nervous energy that you have during your days normally with, life stress, like, work and job, bills, girlfriends, friends, family, whatever kind of stress you have, you just notice that you have so much more capacity to handle life itself better, and you don't stress so much, and everything is just, you have a full battery, so you don't, the energy that you spend on these things, it doesn't drain you anymore. You still have 80% left, and that's more than most people have, like at their baseline anyway. Like most people are probably at like 20%. So the longer you retain, and also for every streak that you do, if you don't relapse a bunch in between, for every streak that you do, you almost build up this reservoir. I don't know how to pronounce that, but like a bucket of energy that you that is your new baseline, because PMO and all of that throughout the years, if you've done it for many years throughout your life, it takes time to build up that energy again, and it takes time to reclaim your energy and to be comfortable with that again, because you've trained your body and your mind to be used to this like quick hits and dopamine, and your nervous system is all fucked up, and you're used to like things being fast and quick. So now that you slow down in this area, and like you slow down on these quick hits, dopamine hits, but you gain so much energy, so it's like your whole system is just, it doesn't know what to do with the energy. And that's why you feel a lot of urges, and that's why people relapse, and that's why people find it very hard and challenging to retain for longer periods, but also retain at all. Like it's better to retain for a week and then relapse than relapsing every day, because it takes time to build up the capacity to go on longer streaks. Some people might be able to do it, the first time they started retaining. It all depends on their nervous system, their biology, and whatever. For me, it took a while to be able to hold in this energy and not feel stressed by it, Like in the beginning, I was just, I noticed the energy straight away. I noticed the increase in energy from the very first time I started doing it, but it started feeling, I almost started feeling more anxious, more restless, and just, I didn't know what to do with all that energy. So yeah, if you're struggling, I just want you to know that it gets better. And on the other side of, this phase that you're going through right now, is a beautiful energy, a beautiful energy. I cannot describe the calmness and the life force that you feel on retention. It can lift, you know, depression, anxiety, mental disorders that you have. Like it is truly amazing what it can do if you keep staying on it, and if you actually work on yourself. And you have to align your life, of course. You cannot just sit on your ass and retain and hope that it'll fix your life. Like for me, what I do with all the energy is that I eat a super clean diet. I try to eat zero processed foods. I only drink water. I eat a bunch of fruit and vegetables, and yeah, like very healthy food. I work out every day. I do calisthenics and I do weightlifting and I do stretching and meditation. And, you know, all your habits, everything is connected to the outcome that you want to have. So if you start retaining, and because you want to better your life and you want to get away from lust and PMO and all of that, and a low vibration, you have to align with a higher vibration in all areas of your life. And you do it one step at a time. You can't just turn on a switch and hope that, you know, your life is going to become amazing overnight. It takes time. It takes a long time. And you have to identify with this new version of yourself that wants to change. You have to want it. You can't just hope. Hope doesn't get you anywhere. Like you cannot just hope that your life changes. You have to feel it. You have to align with the feelings that you want to change. And when you do that, you automatically start doing habits that align with that feeling that you have. You don't intellectualize it, because a lot of people know what to do. Like most people know what to do. You know what to do with your life. You know where you're lacking, and you know where you want to go. But a lot of people don't do it, and you don't do it probably. That's why you're watching videos like this. And I'm not judging you in any way. I'm just saying it's easy to fall into the trap of retaining knowledge and keep consuming videos and reading, and like you have so much information and knowledge on certain topics, but you don't have the wisdom yet, because you don't align it with actions and with your life. So what I would advise you to do is just keep on retaining. Don't relapse. But if you do relapse, it's fine. Just jump back on it and find out what you need to do, and use the energy on retention to actually do it. So that's my advice. If you feel that it's really difficult and hard to retain, I know what it feels like, and trust me, it gets better over time. So yeah. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.